What they've told us is that going into 2025 they were going to end the currency auctions. They did say they transitioned to that new method of transferring foreign currencies abroad, allowing specific local banks within the country of Iraq to send the foreign currencies, but they never officially ended the currency auctions. We know the currency auctions have to end at least by the time the rate changes. We also know that from last November through the end of January the currency auctions went up from about $280 million to $300 million, then in January of this year, went higher from $290 million to $300 million. Their actions of incrementing the currency auctions to higher amounts suggest we're getting very close to nearing the end of this. I know this blessing is coming not because I know a date or a rate but because I understand what the United States Treasury, Donald Trump and Sudani are doing with the CBI. Washington calls on Iraq to dispense with Iran's energy as soon as possible, major gas projects fixed or floating platforms to boost energy in Iraq. This is so they no longer need Iranian gas, and no longer flare or burn off gas to save money and help the environment. They hope to be independent from Iranian energy within 4 months. There is a huge push to stop Iranian influence so Iraq can move forward. Investment opportunities are expanding. FAO is preparing to transform into the largest industrial city in the Middle East, and MF confirms support for Iraq in developing financial policies. Quote, "The development road will transform Iraq into a pivotal commercial center linking the east and the west through advanced industrial cities extending from Al-Faw to the Turkish border. All I can say is wow. 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 How can the dinar ever stay at 1/6 of a penny in the near future?" Question: do you think Trump will go to Iraq on Saudi trip? No, I don't believe he's gonna come. The only way is if Sudani pulls the trigger on the exchange rate. This report is from a culmination of many meetings they were having with every department that you can think of, but mainly the IMF, US Treasury and the World Bank was spearheading this. We had everybody at these meetings, not just countries. We had a lot of different companies that came in. Our dear friend that we call East was also involved in these meetings. These meetings have concluded and there is a date. There is a rate of when they want to bring out these budget tables. Aki's boss is the one we want to thank because he got the information. He got a rumor that there's a rate and a date. You know, IMO, it's real. You see, Aki's boss is a person in the need to know about the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. Question: how long will it take after the bondholders get paid for us Tier 4A/B to go? Marks: I think we may be going at almost the same time. I think they are holding them until they are ready for us. Communication cut off between al-Sudani and al-Maliki, and Trump will not bring down Baghdad. Saudi report, urgent quote, American diplomats who had just returned from Baghdad, stating that the Donald Trump administration is reviewing the situation and may issue unusual sanctions on Iraq, but in doses similar to chemotherapy. It also quoted political sources in the coordination framework, saying that discussions and disagreements have reached the point of cutting off communication in recent days between Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani, the leader of the State of Law Coalition, Nouri al-Maliki, and others from the Shiite alliance, reflecting a difference in opinion on how to deal with maximum American pressure and the almost unstoppable transformations across the region. We wait patiently in line with everybody and everything else. We all patiently wait for the new effective exchange rate. That's called the RIA. In reality we won't see that for quite a while. It'll come through the float. What I care to see right now is at least 1-to-1 or maybe go back to the glory days with an RIA of $3.22. We all wait for the new rate to come out. Iraqi government, we have not been officially informed of Trump's decision and are prepared for the worst scenarios. Quote, the Iraqi government revealed, on Saturday, that it had not received any official notification of the decision to cancel Baghdad's exemption from purchasing Iranian gas by US President Donald Trump, indicating its readiness for what it described as the worst scenario next summer. This report is concerning for IQD investors holding IQD banknotes. We have no reason to believe our banknotes are in trouble. It appears many Iraqi people are holding on to their IQDs. However, speaking at a conference in Baghdad, Ali Mohsen Al-Ak, governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, highlighted significant advancements in digital payments. He pointed to a sharp rise in ATMs and e-wallet usage which have propelled financial inclusion from 20% to 40% within just 2 years. He predicted a gradual decline in cash transactions as central banks move toward digital payment solutions. In line with global trends, the CBI intends to develop its own digital currency. Evaluation of the central bank's journey in 22 years. This article is very tedious. It is a climax summary of what the monetary reform has done for the banking system, purchasing value, currency itself, exchange rate, all of this. The whole monetary reform education that has been presented up to this date, behold. The CBI? To who? The citizens of Iraq. Because they've been educated on what they're about to receive and do. Economic expert Nabil Al-Marsomi warned today, Monday, that the continued decline in oil prices will put the Iraqi government before difficult choices, including those that may include reducing the exchange rate to confront financial challenges. Al-Marsomi told Al-Furat news agency that the government may be forced to take austerity measures that include reducing public expenditures and increasing non-oil revenues, noting that the oil market is currently suffering from significant weakness, with a decline in oil policy that may include imposing fees on some countries such as China, Canada, and Mexico, in addition to the possibility of cancelling the OPEC Plus agreement, which stipulates reducing production by 2 million barrels per day. He added, these expectations indicate further declines in oil prices in the coming weeks, which will negatively affect the Iraqi economy. In light of the crisis of cancelling the US exemption to import Iranian gas, and the Iraqi Ministry of Electricity's confirmation of working on alternative plans to mitigate the damage, by diversifying gas sources as well as energy, experts believe that the solution lies in the Iraqi government adopting a clear vision that ensures that the country is not exposed to any future energy crisis. Last Saturday, March 8, 2025, the period of the exemption granted by the United States to Iraq from the sanctions imposed on Iran ended, and therefore the Baghdad government will not be able to import the Iranian gas needed to operate power stations throughout the country. The U.S. State Department confirmed on Sunday the end of exemptions that allowed Iraq to buy electricity from Iran, as part of the maximum pressure policy pursued by the administration of President Donald Trump against Tehran. Washington also stressed its refusal to provide any economic relief to Iran, indicating that the goal is to end the Iranian nuclear threat, limit its